What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video guys, first of all, I will remind you about the call to action that we have to do in order to push our case forward and in order to help Don Fis and his team to find a solution through Congress. Then I will explain you the most important question right now. I will try to explain you, are MMAT and MMTLP connected right now? And I will explain you what might be very crucial point in these connections. And at the end of this video, I will tell you my personal story. And guys, watch this video till the very end, because it is very important for me personally. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. It is the easiest way how we can push our case forward to the broader audience, and eventually it will help us to win our battle. So, let's start with this news. You know that just several weeks ago, couple of weeks ago, Don Fis and his team were in Washington DC, and they had a lot of meetings with Congress members, and for now we have to push this case forward, and we have to connect, we have to call our congressman's office in order to ask for the hearings, congressional hearings in regards to MMTLP case. And guys, the ask from Don Fis is following: call your congressman's office, yours, not others, and ask your representative to contact James Comer's office to express support for an MMTLP congressional hearing. And this is crucial point, what we can do for now, because a lot of people are just waiting for the resolution and they do nothing. But instead of this, they can do just 1 or 2 calls a week to their congressman's office and ask for these hearings, and definitely it will improve our case. So, and let me show you that we are pushing our case forward not only through Congress or litigations. Let me show you this tweet that was published 20 hours ago by Thomas Roman, and he wrote: "We caught a bit of publicity on Real America's Voice News this morning." And here's the tiny video for about 2 minutes long, where one of MMTLP shareholders, I suppose it is one of the MMTLP shareholders, called to this show and briefly tells our story. Definitely it is a good sign, because the more people knows about our current status, about our situation, the more likely we will solve our problem in our favor. So, let me show you for now this information. You know that MMAT and its new board of directors didn't do well its job, and a lot of people, a lot of MMTLP community members think that we shouldn't be connected to MMAT. And for example, Jonah R. Intelcom wrote this: "My public statement. While I'm extremely disgusted with MMAT and their board of directors, I worked very hard on the open letter with a great team to get community's answers. MMAT board of directors has failed us. I support a vote for no confidence. However, I believe MMTLP and Next Bridge Hydrocarbons is a separate companies issue and at a different stage of the fight. My CAPE has been transparent and fought with us for a share count, transparency and a resolution. I will continue to support the fight for MMTLP, set a date, hearings, subpoena and the efforts for a share count. I will not support any effort that merges the 2 separate companies into litigation at this time. For 16 months, MMTLP was waged this battle, and out of the respect to those who fight McCabe, Richie and his team and the countless of others, I owe them and the community the respect of not clouding the focus or target, which is finishing this fight. MMTLP Army, this is not to fight, but to set forth a clear separation of focus for me." So I have to admit that it is quite popular point of view, because, for example, Sensei made a very good summary of the actions that was made by MMAT. So he wrote, MMAT board had a West Christian investigation report for some time and did and said nothing. All these red flags by the board are not a coincidence. From the MMTLP corporate action not being stopped, the MMAT price dropping, members quitting, no retail presentation. Come on, folks. And yes, this is the pure red flags from MMAT. That is why a lot of people from MMTLP community and Next Bridge community don't want to be a part of this company and don't want to have common litigations, for example. But let me show you this. Daniel Spears wrote this tweet 10 hours ago in response to Syntax Queen of the Metaverse tweet, and he wrote, I would love nothing more than to separate MMAT from MMTLP. Unfortunately, MMAT is being gutted in front of very eyes. Until I can understand legally whether these two are connected, it's difficult for me to make the leap. And guys, Queen of the Metaverse wrote this tweet in response to her own video, where she explained the connections between MMTLP and MMAT. And she made a very brilliant summary of 6.5 minutes long, and she basically repeated it right here. The point of this video is following. I'm not saying that you don't have next bridge. What I'm saying is, if there is a lawsuit from Metamaterials, the money is going to go back to the sponsor of the suit and board of directors of MMAT. The board of directors can choose if they allocate their portion of the funds back to the shareholders, and if they do allocate those back to the shareholders, are they just going to allocate those to the ones that purchased and held through the merger? I mean, those are the folks they have the accounting for and arguably who have the legal rights to those funds. Not saying MMTLP holders ethically should not be considered and compensated. People who are saying that MMTLP and MMAT aren't connected should be very careful what they wish for. They instead should be fighting to prove that they are connected and working with MMTLP, MMAT shareholders to ensure that MMAT board of directors does right by both MMAT and MMTLP shareholders. And given the board of directors' actions since firing Polycorus, shareholders doubt they have any consideration for them. I doubt MMTLP shareholders are held in higher or even the same regard. So guys, it is quite confusing situation, but let me explain what does she mean, what is this lawsuit about, or what this potential lawsuit might be about. Let me remind you that just recently, Mark Basil wrote this tweet in regards to West Christian activity, and West Christian was hired not only by Flamethrower, that is the company of 3 TRCH OG shareholders, and John Burda is one of them, but West Christian was also hired by MMAT, and they have a report that was made by Wes, and this report was never publicly disclosed. And guys, definitely this report might be very good base for the upcoming lawsuit, but this lawsuit should be filed from MMAT board of directors. And George Polycorus told in his tweet that he published on April the 2nd, and I also covered this tweet back in the days, that if this lawsuit will be filed, in this case, MMAT should have much more cash on hands, because they have to pay for this litigation. Unfortunately, they don't have this amount, and George Polycorus even thought that they have to have some kind of crowdfunding from MMAT shareholders. And this is the main issue, and this issue was brilliantly explained by Syntax Queen of the Metaverse, because if there is some kind of sponsor for this litigation, what will be the result of this case, and if it will be positive for MMAT shareholders? Will the sponsor collect the majority of these payments or not? And on top of that, will the rest of the money be connected to the MMTLP shareholders? Because the main reason of the issue is the spin-off and basically lack of actions from MMAT and the aggressive actions from the wrongdoers and from naked shorters. And guys, let me show you what Mark Basile wrote in regards to this case. He wrote, MMAT and MMTLP and next bridge hydrocarbons are inextricably and legally linked, no matter what a non-attorney tells you. These are all linked legally from the merger through the one-to-one exchange and everything in between. Some want to separate them, and there are a lot of reasons why they want you to think they are separate, but they are legally linked to each other. Why do you think there is a class action against NextBridge? It's because of the value of the assets tied to the MMTLP security. Guess who tied the assets to the MMTLP security? MMAT. And yes, these companies legally linked because of their recent actions, their merger first of all, and the spin-off secondly. That is why we have to solve this problem in general, and definitely the board of directors of MMAT is not the best one, let's put it this way, and definitely this issue should be addressed to both companies, because their actions and their set of actions lead to the current situation, and that is why we have to solve it combined, and that is why we have to push our case forward through any possible solution. And one of these solutions is definitely a subpoena way, and to push this case forward, please contact your congressman's office. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.